I'd like to talk about dignity, respect, patriotism, and duty. And I'd like to talk about Senator Bernie Sanders. He's somebody that I have disagreements with, but over the last 10 years is a person I have come to greatly admire. It's important to be able to look at somebody with whom you have political disagreements in a functioning democracy, in a republic, and be able to find virtue in their character, in their decency, in their conviction. How many of you have the ability to sit across the table, to sit in a room with somebody that you have strong disagreements with, and just be able to listen, just be able to sit through the exposure to somebody's different perspectives? Because this quality has been eradicated in America over recent years. There is a brittleness, there is an intolerance to the concepts of dissent. People being exposed to a contrary opinion routinely lose their minds. And the only person that in the end, all of that accumulates towards helping is, of course, the person who believes in American democracy the least and wants power the most, which is Donald Trump. But back to Senator Sanders. This is a man of conviction, a man of integrity, a man who looks you in the eye and tells you what he believes and why he believes it. Bernie Sanders will never cut and run from those convictions. Even though I think he may be misguided here and there, the issue at this moment in America, the great crisis we face, is a crisis of judgment and a crisis of integrity, a crisis of decency and of duty. And so I want you to watch the pain on Senator Sanders' face. Watch it, observe it, as this hearing starts to go off the rails. Now, let me introduce the characters. Sitting at the witness table in the gray suit is Sean O'Brien. He is the president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, with hundreds of thousands of members across North America. He's there under oath, testifying before a United States Senate hearing about working issues for the American working man and woman. That's what he's there for. Normally, he would be at union headquarters running the union, making sure his members are getting the pay they deserve, the benefits they deserve, fighting for the American working man and woman. That's what his job is. Of course, you have Senator Sanders. He's the chairman of the committee. He's the guy with the gavel. And next to him is the Republican member, Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma. Now, before continuing, let's just watch elements of the disgrace unfold, including Markwayne Mullin, thug of the Senate, stand up and want to fistfight with the president of the Teamsters in front of the media, in front of the other senators, in front of the Senate staff, in fact, in front of the whole United States of America. Let's watch this clown in action. But before I do, let me apologize in advance to clowns who almost universally comport themselves with more dignity than this fool.
Like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution, everybody?
Hold it. No, sit down.
Right, Eric,
Sit down.
Okay.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond, Mr.
Hold
Chairman?
it. Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can't, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing.
I remember when I was 10 years old, distinctly, the first time I ever saw the United States Capitol. I was in absolute and utter awe of the building. And the truth is, I never stopped being in awe of it. Not when I worked there, not when I worked near there, not when I visit today to see a friend or as a tourist or to walk one of my kids through the mighty rotunda, the citadel of American democracy. When I was growing up, the United States Senate was known as the greatest deliberative body in the world. There were giants who served there. Men like Daniel Patrick Moynihan, Howard Baker, Nancy Kassenbaum, extraordinary people committed to the country. Not always right, but usually decent and always serious. It is impossible to state what would the looks have been on the face of a Bob Dole or a George Mitchell if they were to witness the spectacle that played out in the United States Senate yesterday. Of course, the looks on their face would have had the same pain etched on it as Bernie Sanders, who properly said, "Sit down. You're a United States Senator, and the American people have enough contempt for this institution." I want to say something about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has measured up in a time where everywhere you look, the leaders in this country, whether they be atop corporations, media institutions, political institutions, nonprofit institutions, the Boy Scouts, whatever, none of them have measured up. They have not kept the faith. They have let the American people down with their profound selfishness and their taking, but not Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, at each crossing of the stream, at each forging of the river, has proved himself that he is who he says he is. He is one of the few that has passed the character test of recent years. It's a mistake to look at political leaders and to judge them on a checklist of issues, because it's not an issues checklist type of job. The jobs we elect these people to are jobs of integrity and jobs of character. And when we elect people, regardless of what we think their positions are in any set of issues, who lack judgment, lack integrity, lack character, like Markwayne Mullin, then the country careens towards disaster, because that is the inevitable consequence of electing unworthy people in a system of the people, by the people, for the people. If we elect the worst amongst us, the Lauren Boeberts, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, and the Markwayne Mullins, and we send them to positions of responsibility, what they will do is do what they have done, which is break the country, break the institutions. And all around the world last night, our enemies got to laugh at American democracy, got to laugh at the United States Senate, got to laugh at the dignity of the United States. And that was brought on us by a United States Senator from Oklahoma, a small man, a petty man, an angry man, a belligerent man, an aggrieved man, a petulant man, a weak man named Markwayne Mullin. The president of the Teamsters, Sean O'Brien, he maintained his dignity. He kept faith with his members. Markwayne Mullin, what he is worse than a joke. He's a United States Senator in 2023. Is there a more shameful title in the land? Judging from the hearing, if your name isn't Bernie Sanders, then the answer to that question is no.